Now he's on your radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
No, I totally expected it. I think he's so handsome. I think...
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Rock that, homie.
The Tony Cam Radio Show starts now.
All right, so welcome to the show, everybody. We're here to have another great time with you. In the studio with me, the Hot Squad, Jimmy O'Moreland,
What's
the Twisted
going on?
Sister. Hey. You know, I need to write you a theme song. I was thinking about that.
Okay.
Do you have a theme song right
I
now?
don't.
Like for your company, for your show? Like your natural hair show that's coming up.
Our natural hair show?
Yeah, the natural hair show. How's it going to open? Like, do you have big plans for, like, it's going to open with, like, pyrotechnics and...
Man, you know you can't have pyrotechnics and afros in the same building. You asking for a disaster, man. Yeah,
that is.
You know,
true.
blue grease is flammable, man.
Is it going to be a whole lot of grease used at the show?
Blue
What?
grease.
Is there going to be a whole lot of grease used at
No,
the
what
show?
are you talking about?
I'm just saying, what do people...
What?
Natural
Why would
hair,
there-
they don't put nothing on it.
Why would there be a lot of grease
I'm just
at
saying,
a
did
natural
they
hair
use...
fashion?
I'm saying, did they
You
use
know
Afro
what?
sheen?
Yeah, that's the...
Cut it out.
Something like,
You're
no,
ridiculous.
I'm asking a serious question.
Is there going to be a lot of grease
I
at
mean-
Lights, Cameras, Fashion? No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just asking because, you know, it's natural hair. They put something on
Yeah, you
there.
gotta
It
get
don't
the-
it don't just...
It's a whole concoction of a whole lot of stuff,
But
but
it's
there's not
products.
going to be. There are products.
Okay.
There's not going to be a lot of grease at the fashion
So
show.
these products have grease in them?
You know what?
I'm
Go ahead.
asking.
Carry. I don't know. Carry on.
Jamila got to ask you.
Yeah.
What you trying to say? What do you mean they got grease in them? Hey, are they going to be pyrotechnics?
No.
No explosions?
No.
But it's going to kick off some kind of way.
Yes.
So you need a theme song.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have some hot music, like really hot
No, but
music.
you need
I'm
a
super
theme that's
excited.
particular to... I'm going to write you a theme song. Just
Okay.
for your show, that for people to come out to kick the show off.
Okay.
So that everyone is like in wonderment when it goes off. You
Great.
know what I'm saying? All right, I'm going to do that for you.
Great.
Also, we got sitting in the studio with us right now. Usually he's on the other end of things. Our producer, Justin Bailey.
What's up?
What's going on?
What
JB.
Not much. Just chilling right now.
You
Just
chilling, man?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you always on the production end. So I said, you know what? Let me get my man on the air a little bit. And I found out something on yesterday's show. We had Barbara DuBose on, who is a dancer. And
Yes.
during the conversation, a challenge was thrown out. Like Justin, and I know people that know Barbara are probably saying that boy need to put his hand on his head to see if he got a fever. He challenged Barbara to a dance off on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out into the hallway, and it's very interesting. The video is going to be up. I'm going to put the video up today on YouTube. But you held your own, brother, man.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't know that. See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know all the time that you've been here on with us on the show. I didn't know you were a choreographer.
Yes, sir.
And you busted it out. It looked
yeah.
like Lorianne Gibson battles.
Usher.
Yeah, something like that. That's kind of like how it was going down. So I was really impressed with that, man. How long you been dancing?
Since I was real little, as long as I can remember, my mom was a professional dancer, so it kind of just got passed down to me, and
Okay.
been dancing, choreographing forever.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that. So now we know we got some other talent we can call on when we get ready to do some things, some shows and stuff around here. It's Justin Bailey, choreographer.
Yes,
Yes,
please
sir.
make sure y'all look at the video.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, the video is on
Look
fire, man.
at the video.
It might go viral.
Yeah, it may
It
go
probably-
After
viral.
this show,
It probably will.
It probably
You know,
It's
will.
gonna
being
go
another dancer, I
viral.
just always have to challenge them. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what do you really do? I want to see what you do. So, I don't know. I always have to do that.
yeah, well, you did a good job. You challenged and you brought it too, man. I gotta hand it to you. So be rich.
What's up?
How are you?
Cooling, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What you been drinking? Anything interesting lately?
Yeah, the Bob Marley tea, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Bob Marley tea.
Marley tea. I think I talked about it a while back, but I'm
You mentioned it.
a connoisseur of the Bob Marley tea.
Really?
The thing about it, though, man, whenever you associate Bob Marley, you associate Bob Marley with one thing. And tea ain't one of them.
What, music? Music?
Yeah. music.
Cadillacs? What?
Yeah.
Mink coats and Cadillacs?
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's where it's at, man. Long
You talking about the
stressful
ganja?
day. I'm talking about the tea, man.
What's special about Bob Marley?
I don't know.
tea?
They put something in that stuff, man, and it's
What is it? I mean, is it an energy drink?
it's a mellow mood tea. It says
Oh, it's a
Bob
mellow, so
Marley
it's-
mellow mood tea.
So it's the opposite of an energy
It's
drink.
the exact.
So it's like
opposite.
when you just want to chill.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you
What's
taking
in it?
Yeah,
It says like I read the ingredients, man. It's like chamomile and rose hips and all this weird herbs. Yeah.
Yeah,
make
all
you-
these strange herbs.
does it make
makes you very mellow.
Does it make you
I wonder
drowsy
what's in
though?
it.
Like,
It actually-
like if you drink it before you drive it,
Yeah.
what would happen?
You would probably
No
be a good
road
idea.
rage,
Yeah,
right?
it wouldn't be a good idea to drive if you
be a
drink
good idea.
2 of them.
Oh, so it's actually to be drank while you
while
ready to-
relaxing. Yeah.
Justin, you ever had that?
Yeah, I had it. It's like the Bob Marley version of that nighttime tea. You know,
Yeah.
the stuff you.
So it's like drinking NyQuil.
No,
Pretty much,
I don't say is that
it-
Man, NyQuil
form.
knock you out.
NyQuil is like drugs.
Don't
Look, okay, I was
drink
on a
Bob
road
Marley
trip
tea and
over the
drive.
weekend, right?
Were you on a
Couldn't
road
fall
trip
asleep in
and
the
what?
car. Yeah, I was on a road trip over the weekend. Couldn't
Yeah.
fall asleep in the car.
Okay.
Stopped off, got some of that stuff. I was out. for
You
the
were
rest of
trying
the
to
trip.
fall asleep.
Trying
in the
to fall
car
asleep.
on the
Couldn't fall
road.
asleep.
Were you driving?
Yeah, he was not driving.
No,
He was a
I was in the
passenger.
passenger seat at that point. I'm like, look, I got to rest for the rest of this. I couldn't do it. That stuff knocked me out till we got there. I was
For
like,
real.
Does
See,
it taste good?
Oh,
Tastes like bread. It
it's
tastes
real
like
good.
tea.
It
I
tastes
don't know.
like-
I don't know if I want
nice
that there. I don't know if I want to go there.
I want you to try it, and then you let me know.
Because
No.
when I'm driving or even when I'm riding with people, the last thing I want to be is asleep. I got to know what's going on. I got to be awake. Dear, I
Yeah.
mean, I can't be. No, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna try that. I mean, I've tried energy drinks before, like to get hyped up, but I've never
It's
taken
the
anything to
opposite.
calm down.
Yeah, it's like
Really?
it takes you somewhere, man.
I think what we should do on tomorrow's show, before we come on the air, all of us just drink.
No,
Bob
it'll be
Marley
the
tea.
worst show.
It'll be the
ever.
worst show ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Welcome to the Tony Cam show, man.
We'll be looking at our hands like, wow, the hands in the microphones. That'll be kind of crazy. Well, anyway, on today's show, we got an actor, a thespian.
We had some thespians today. What? I'm just getting the memo.
I love we have a thespian. Rich.
Wrong word.
Wow.
He was stuttering.
I
He
know,
was
man.
serious. Wow.
We have a thespian, an actor.
Ice water. Bro.
Right.
Wow, man. We have a world-class actor, Mr. Chris Evans, who's one of our local area actors, and he's awesome. He's going to stop by the show and talk a little bit about his craft. We also have the Pimp Minute with my man Chuck Rose. We got Anthony Andrews going to be here to get all up in your business. We got the Super Mix by DJ Ed. And like I said before, Chris Evans is going to drop by the show. So let's get it popping. The Tony Cam Show is on your radio. All right, so in the studio with us right now is the #1 actor in Lynchburg, in my opinion. I've said it on several occasions. And Chris Evans, how you doing?
I'm doing
Are
fine.
you trying to hear yourself?
I'm trying to hear you.
Are you trying to hear me?
I'm looking at you, watching your lips move.
Take the headphones off. You can hear me. Now, can you hear me now?
I can hear. I mean, I'm watching your lips move, so I know you talking.
Don't worry about it. If you can't hear him, just keep him on. He's saying what he's saying.
Can you hear now?
Basically, yeah. Well,
Can
I
you hear
can-
yourself?
No,
Say
I can't hear
something.
myself. I'm speaking. I hear myself talking.
Okay, you hear
but
your inner monologue going on.
yeah, I know who Chris is.
Okay, I got you. So Chris Evans, you're like you're an actor, man, extraordinaire in this area. Like you in everything, any play I've ever been in, you've been in. Just about, I think. It may be an exception of 1 or 2, but you've always been there, and I always learned from you, and you don't even know it.
Ooh.
Every time we do a play, because I'm new to acting. I've only been acting for 2 or 3 years, but you've been acting like, I know you've been acting up a long time.
I have not.
You have not, but you're like well trained, like even like Shakespeare and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen you like do stuff that regular actors around here of us can't do. Like you transcend roles. I've seen you in so many different things, and you're always like bringing that fire to the role.
Well, thank you, sir.
But I do learn from you, like when I'm working with you and stuff, like even in the dressing room, I'm like, okay, how did dude put his makeup on?
He's stalking you. That's what he's saying.
Talk about the makeup. I don't wear no makeup. I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'm like, what does he eat right before we get to go out on
Yeah,
stage?
he's a
You know, no, because you know when you see somebody that is the best at their craft, and you want to do that craft, you kind of want to like pick up whatever tips that you can.
Well, that's what acting is all about: stealing what you see,
Exactly,
and making it your own.
That's right. So how long have you been acting?
Oh, I guess all my life.
Okay.
Officially, I started acting in elementary school, like
Okay.
5th, 6th grade, all because I hated to read.
Really?
Like literally, I did not like to read books, and I was given a book assignment, and I refused to read the book.
Okay.
So we had to get up in front of the class and talk about the book we read, and the teacher said, "You didn't read the book, did you?" I said, "No." So they sent us to the library, and it was me and another young man, and the librarian gave us this book about two boys who hated to read, and it was a play. So we started doing this play, and from that moment on,
Really?
I've been on stage.
So see, not wanting to read, being a little militant about reading the book is what brought you to acting.
But now I love to read, and all kids should read, because reading is fun and fundamental.
It's fundamental.
Promote education.
But you have been like a militant in a lot of your plays, though.
Lately, and everybody keeps, I guess I'm typecast.
You're typecasting as a little militant guy, you know.
I don't know why. I'm not
Maybe because
militant.
you do it so well. I don't know.
Soft-spoken and easy
I
going.
don't know. I see some of your Facebook posts sometime, and every now and then you got to bust out. It's like he'll start by saying, "I'm not normally political," and you know from that point that it's about to go into some stuff right there. And he's like, "I'm not normally political, but."
Yeah.
Then it's like they unleash the wrath of everything.
But it only lasts for a moment.
Only
and then
lasts for a moment. But then by the time you finish, you're like, wow, you got to sit down and rest for a minute because he just went on a tirade. That's exactly right, you know. So, you always remind me of Don Cheadle. And he's one of my favorite actors. But a lot of stuff I see and I'm like, Chris Don Cheadle.
That's an interesting comparison there.
Yeah, Have you ever done movies?
I've done a couple of independents while I was living up north.
Okay.
Well, in New York, I should say.
Yeah. Now, you from New York?
I'm originally from New York, Long Island.
Okay.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Not Guyland, Island. Long Island, Long Beach to be exact.
Okay.
Hurricane Sandy came through and destroyed my little hometown, but we're rebuilding, thank God.
Awesome.
Lived in Brooklyn for a while, Jersey City. So,
Okay.
and now I'm here in Lynchburg.
So you've been involved with the Black Theater Ensemble. You've been involved with Renaissance Theater. Probably just every theater group around here has come calling at some point.
I'm honored to say that I've worked on almost every stage in the city of Lynchburg, except for, I worked with the students at Heritage, but I did not perform on Heritage stage. But I've been there, and I have not performed at Liberty.
Okay.
But other than that, I've been around.
Yeah, so
In a good way, people. In a good way.
It's like I've been around.
He's been around.
Let's clear that up.
Well, what was the most recent production you were in?
The most recent was I was fortunate to be in a reading at Sweetbriar College called In Sweet Remembrance.
I think, Jamil, you went to that,
I
didn't
did
you?
see that,
And
yeah.
how was he?
It was very, he was
Because
very good.
Yeah, so I want to know your opinion of him as a...
No, he was very good.
Did he play the lead woman character?
No, he did not play the lead woman.
He's an actor.
Look, he's trying to put you out there all kinds of ways
He's an
today,
actor,
right?
man.
No, but he
You
was very
see
good.
one show and mention something like that.
No, I'm going to tell you about that one show in a minute, but keep talking about it in Sweet
I
Remembrance.
know. I want to hear about
No,
the.
we're gonna get to that one in a
We're gonna get
minute.
to it, but
Yeah,
In Sweet
we're
Remembrance
gonna
was
get to
very
that.
good. He was very good in it.
Really?
And it was awesome. I can't wait until it's a full blown play. It was very, very good and
thank
very
you.
interesting.
Was he dramatic?
He had an
Did he
interesting
bring you to
dramatic part.
tears
Yes,
or
he
whatever?
did.
'Cause I've seen him in productions.
Actually, yes, his part. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll do that because I've seen him play Martin Luther King
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen him do other stuff. And I forget what the play that I went to, but I was in tears when he finished his part.
Yeah, he had a dramatic scene.
Like, wow, it's heavy. Is it hard to, when you're doing a role like that and you've got to get that deep and be that emotional, is it real or, are you acting or are you embodying that person? And
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
In the acting field, they call it the method,
Right.
that
Okay.
you bring yourself to that moment. Me personally, I don't like to get caught up in it because I don't want to make it too personal. And when things become too personal, they become painful.
Right.
So if you make it too personal, you're always in pain. I believe in living in the moment. So if I'm living in the moment, I should be affected at that moment.
Okay.
And then I'm done with it. So
Okay.
there are some times when the reading example, the first time we did it, all of a sudden, hearing the words, I got emotional. Mm-hmm. But when we had this last reading, I was sitting there on the side and I was listening to all the other actors and actresses speak before I came up to my part. And the weight of the history from what they were talking about fell upon me harder than I was ready for.
Wow.
And the emotion, it came on me. I don't know if it came out of me.
Right.
But as soon as that was over and we walked away, I had to let it go. And some people don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'll live in that moment with that emotion, but after it's over, I have to let go.
But isn't that the fun, though, for you as an actor, to have those moments come upon you? That's like the thrill ride for you.
It is. I'd rather know they're coming instead of having them hit me, because you can be, quote unquote, in that moment and it hits you and you forget that you are part of a production, part of a play.
Yeah.
And being the type of actor and the work that I've been doing recently with the history of the pieces that I've been working on, the Sweetbriar in Sweet Remembrance, and then the play before that, Climbing the Mountain When There's Nowhere Left to Walk by D. Brown. You take your history with you when you play these characters.
Right.
And granted, I may not have lived during that time, but the idea of knowing that someone did and had to suffer for me to do what I'm doing, it becomes a bit much.
Yeah.
And you have to try to shake it off.
Sure.
You have to.
Yeah, I remember when you and I did Fences, August Wilson play, a couple of years back. And the essence of the play, like you and I, like the play was like 98 pages long, and I think you and I were in like 90 of the pages. So we had to spend, and we spent 5 months in rehearsals and everything, and we got to like spend a lot of time playing out because we played best friends. We were the two main characters of the play. And it was my first real starring acting role. I had been in a couple of productions before that, like with smaller things, but that was the first time I had to carry. And the camaraderie that you and I had to develop as we were rehearsing and everything, while we were doing the play, there's a scene towards the end where, you know, our friendship kind of ends and you have nothing left to do with me and you leave me sitting lonely. And during the production, it really hit me. I was like,
Tony was sad.
I'm like
you living through it
no,
right now. Like,
because
you left me.
I know. I felt like Chris left me. It wasn't the character. It was like, how can he say that to me? You know, the opening night, I had to, and then of course, I came to my senses and realized, but the opening night, though, it was because all those people are there. And then it's like, you know, the best friend, he just says, forget you. You know, he walks off and was like, hey, Chris don't love me no more, man. What's going on?
In the moment.
So speaking of in the moment, the play where you had the blonde pigtails, what was that?
They were not blonde. They were brunette.
Okay.
And let him know.
I saw them as blonde for some reason. I don't know. What play
blonde would not have gone with my skin. It was Cabaret.
It was Cabaret.
And it was my first
at the
show in
Renaissance
Lynchburg.
Theater. Yeah. And I went to see that, and at the time we were working together. And I was like, Chris is in this play. And I had no idea what the theme was, Cabaret. You know, it had to do with Nazis, and it was very well done. It was done in the Renaissance Theater, which is a small theater, so it was very intimate.
Very intimate.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm just waiting for Chris, and I didn't know anything about the role. All of a sudden, he comes out. What were you wearing?
Well, let's talk about the other characters that I played. I did play a character called Bobby originally.
Yes.
Bobby is one of the performers in the nightclub, in the Berlin nightclub.
Okay.
The play is set in Berlin during World War II.
Right.
And it's all about this this man and this woman who get together in this relationship. But I played a club worker as a performer. So, yes, I did come out as two ladies was the name of the piece.
Yes.
And it was me, another young lady, and a gorilla.
That came out of left field.
But what he's trying to get me to say is, yes, I was in a nightgown with pigtails.
With pigtails. And that was my coworker that I didn't know. I wasn't ready for them. Like, I went back to work.
I wasn't ready for you to be there either.
I could not wait to get back to work the next day. I took pictures, too.
You took a whole lot of pictures.
I took a whole lot of pictures. And because I knew people would not believe me. And I'm like, y'all got to see Chris. It was like, everybody clock in, you got to see Chris. So we gather around in a nightgown and pigtail. I thought they were blonde, but maybe they were brunette. But
well, we fought over that for a couple of weeks because I refused to wear the wig. But then I had to succumb to the powers that be. Yeah. And, you know, play a part.
Well, even in that part, you were dynamic and, you know, like I said, that's why when people ask me all the time, hey, we're doing a production. Who can we get? I'm like, if you don't call Chris Evans first, like, do you have agent? You have like people that people need to contact your people kind of thing?
No, I don't have that.
Not yet.
No.
It'll probably be coming.
Well, let's fingers crossed, and that's a prayer to be answered.
That's what needs to happen. Is people need to have their people call your people to get you lined up for their production.
Well, that's been happening lately, and I've been blessed. You know, the people have been calling me and hearing that they heard about me or someone mentioned my name.
Yeah.
So they've wanted me to be in production. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Awesome. Are you in production right now?
I'm in production right now. I'm in rehearsal for a play called See How They Run at the Renaissance. It's going full circle.
All right.
I play a character named Clive. It opens on the 19th of April, and it runs throughout until May 4th.
Oh, so it got a nice long run. Is it just the weekends or?
Just the weekends. We have one Sunday matinee. April 19th starts at the 19th, 20th, and then it goes the following weekend, which is I think the 27th, 28th is a Sunday. That's a matinee at 3.
Okay.
And then the following weekend, the first weekend in May, 7 o'clock. It's Renaissance Theater downtown. Phone number is 434-845-4427 or etix.com for tickets.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're going to try to come and see that because I always like to attend whatever productions you're in.
Yeah, it's different for me. I'm playing a totally different character than I've ever played, and I get to play with voices and dialects this time.
Okay, awesome.
So no wigs, but maybe, a different person.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to see it, and thanks for coming on the show, and we want to have you on back in the future, maybe after that wraps, and talk about anytime you got a production coming up, let us know, man. Come on the show,
Thanks
talk about it.
Thank you.
And, like, you're that celebrity actor dude in our area, man. So congratulations. Everybody, the actor, Chris Evans.
Thank you.
If you want to be a guest on the Tony Cam Show, send an email to radio@caменtertainment.com.